Hey guys, and welcome to another add-on guide video. And today we are on Elder Scrolls Online ESO, and I will be giving you my top 10 PVE combat add-ons, which is for dungeons and for raids. But before we get started, you must know each add-on has a singular or multiple lib files that you must also download and install for the add-ons to work. But do not fear, as I will put all the add-ons with the lib files down in the description below. Also, I'm going to show you how to install the add-ons and Total Commander. Total Commander is the program we are going to use to install the add-ons just to make life easier. But before we get into that, if you do like this type of content, please consider dropping a sub and a like, as we are well on our way to 500 subscribers. It will mean the world to me, and thank you so much for the support. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so first thing first, what we want to do is we want to go to Total Commander. The link will be down in the description below. You are going to click on 64-bit if you have the 64-bit Windows. If you have the 32-bit, you're going to click on the 32-bit. You are going to download it and you are going to save it wherever you want to. And you are going to install it onto any hard drive that you want, because you will see if you download the add-ons is going to be in zip files, and we are going to use Total Commander just to help us easier installing the add-ons into the ESO folder. Okay, once you've finished installing Total Commander and you have already downloaded all the add-ons with the lib files, you want to open up Total Commander. It's going to give you just any number that you want to press between 1 and 3. You are going to press the number that it gives you. Then you are going to go where you have downloaded the add-ons or the lib files. It is most likely going to be underneath your downloads. And then what you want to do is you want to go to documents. So you can either go directly into your My Computer and into documents, or you can go to the C drive, users, your user, documents, Elder Scrolls, and underneath Elder Scrolls you will go to live and then add-ons, and this is where we are going to add the add-ons. So as you will see here on the left side is going to be your downloads where the add-ons is, and you will see all of them are in zip files. So what you want to do is you want to click on an add-on. You want to right click with your mouse, make sure it is highlighted red, and then you are going to press F5. After pressing F5, you are going to make sure both of these are checked, and you are going to say okay. It is automatically going to move the add-on over into the ESO folder, and that way you will be able to install the add-ons onto ESO. Just a quick thing, I am going to just go quickly through the add-ons so that the video is not too long. So if there are any specific add-ons you guys want a complete guide for, let me down in the comments below, as well as stay tuned till the end of the video, because I am going to be dropping an extra add-on for you guys. So the first add-on that we are going to be speaking about is Combat Metrics add-on. Once the add-on is installed, you're going to press a default button, which is F7, to pop up this menu. Combat Metrics is an add-on to track your fights and use it to analyze your fights to increase your DPS. You can see which kills caused what kind of damage and which enemy caused the incoming damage. You can also see incoming and outgoing heals, which checks buffs and debuffs were active during the fight and how many resources were used or regenerated. Combat Matrix is one of the most, if not the most popular add-on in ESO for combat-related gameplay. So with this add-on, you can honestly see anything. If you are DPS, you can see the damage output here, the debuffs in, the debuffs out. If you are magic DPS champion, you're going to see the magicka here. If you are stamina, you're going to see the stamina here. If you are a healer, you're just going to click on healing done. You will see all the healing stuff here. And same if you are a tank, the tanks are not left out. And here is the damage received for all the tanks. And at the bottom, if you want to see how much healing you received during a raid or during a dungeon, you are going to click on the healing received, as well as there is the fight stats, which is these, and then there is the combat log, so you can check out like what exactly happened at what time during the raid or the dungeon. And there's also a graph that will show you like how over time that your damage increased or that your damage fell off if you like got to a stronger boss. And if you close this with F7 again, you will see it pops up a little menu over here in your corner, and this you can move around and drag it around and put it wherever you prefer it. It also shows a little mini bar for the DPS, the tank, as well as the heal per second. The second add-on we're going to be speaking of is going to be Hodor Reflexes DP and Ultimate Share. It is a user interface combat add-on that shares DPS and ultimates to your group. This can be very handy if you need to see how much DPS you deal, or for healers and tanks to show when their ultimate is ready. It is often used in a trial setting and recommended by trial leaders. So if you installed the add-on, you are going to press enter, you're going to get into the chat, and you're going to type /hodor.share spacebar test, and you are going to press enter. And here you will see it is going to show you the war horn as well as the duration on the right, and on top of the war horn is ULT, which is short for ultimate, so you can see in how many seconds or how long is it for your ultimate to be ready. And you will see here on the left side here is boss DPS, and it shows the players that's going to be here, and it's going to be shown from the highest amount of damage to the lowest amount of damage. And on this side, it is for the ultimate cooldowns, so you can see whose ultimate is at what percentage for the players to activate it. The next add-on that we're going to use is a Grey Mind Quick Slot Bar. And what this does is if you press Q and hold in Q, you can literally just move around and change your quick slot that you want to use. So if you are in a tough situation, you just hold in Q, choose the quick slot that you want to use, and then you just quickly press Q to use that. The following one we are going to use is auto recharge and repair. Literally all what this add-on does is if you go to your inventory and you hover over your gear, you will see that green line underneath your armor gear and your level and your CP. If that drops below a certain percentage, it automatically repairs your gear for you, and in that way you can be always 100% be sure that your gear will always be up to the perfect standards. And then we are going to go over to a global cooldown, or GCD. So as you will see here in the bottom left underneath my health bar, mana and stamina, there is a little black square. And all what that does is it is a global cooldown. So if you use an ability, it legit just shows you when that ability is active again. And now these last two add-ons you can use however you prefer, or whichever one you prefer. It is two UI changing add-ons, which is going to be the first one is going to be LUI, and all what that does is change the interface or the UI availability. So we are going to go over to LUI extended, and you are going to click to unlock default UI elements, and here you will be able to move everything. So as you will see here, here's the tutorials, the loot, the objective, resurrection and meter, active combat tips, and if you want to go even into more depth, you can go into the buff and debuffs, unlock window, combat text unlock window, as well as unit frames unlock window. And in this order you will be able to move everything. So here's your outgoing damage, here is your incoming damage, your target buffs, the target debuffs, the target frame, so the boss's name will be up here. Here is your permanent debuffs, here is your permanent buffs, as well as your player companion and your player UI. And then here is the small groups. The small groups is normally used for dungeons as well as the raid group. The small groups and the raid group can always be over each other due to they don't interfere with one another. And this is one of the UI interfaces that you can use. And then the last one that we are going to use, it is going to be Foundry Tactical Combat, or FTC. So it is also a UI interface change. So you are going to go to settings, you are going to go to add-ons, you are going to search for Foundry tactical combats. And you are gonna enable all the unit frames, enable buff and tracking, enable combat log, enable combat text, damage statistics, as well as advanced hotbar. And then you are going to reload the UI. Once the UI is loaded, you can go back to settings, add-ons, and then you are gonna click on unlock positions. And then here you can also move everything. So you can move the player frame, you can move the target frames with the target debuffs, the target buffs, the incoming damage, the outgoing damage, the raid frame, group frame, player buffs, player debuffs, the long player buffs, as well as the combat alerts. So LUI and FTC, they are very similar. Both of them are advanced UI modifications which change the interface a little bit for your need and how you want to prefer it. But guys, that is it. Thank you so much for supporting. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if there are any add-ons you want me to go into deeper depth with, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.